Are house prices gonna rise or fall in 2022? Hi, Kevin McDonald here. I've been a property investor now for over 19 years and I've built up a multi-million pound property portfolio using creative property investment techniques. Right now I'm out in my investment area and I've just taken a look around a mid-refurb of one of our projects. Yes, it looks like an absolute tip right now, but we're mid-refurb, getting it up to a high spec, and then we'll be renting it out in around an hour. A few weeks time. Give us a few weeks. We'll get it done. So I'm getting asked this question all the time. Are house prices gonna rise or fall in 2022? Well, let me give you my thoughts. Before we get started, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. In order to know your future, you've gotta look to the past. So let's review 2021 first. House prices in 2021 have gone up across the country, many areas significantly, but on average, around 10%. That's phenomenal. That's huge growth in one calendar year in property market. That's without adding value to houses. That's just the growth in the property market. Now, why has that happened? Numerous fundamental reasons why that happened. Things like the stamp duty holiday and people trying to get cash out of the banking system. This happened because of inflation being at all-time high. The government printing money, causing inflation or somewhat almost hyperinflation. Interest rates at historic lows. In foreign investors trying to bring money into the UK. People with money just trying to get that money protected from inflation. It's just caused an absolute property bubble. 2021 was phenomenal for property growth. So does that mean we're going to see the same thing in 2022? Well, in order to predict the future, you've got to look back and not just to 2021. You've got to look back over the last number of years. Typically what happens is you have a property cycle. Some people call it the 17-year cycle. There's no set amount of years on a cycle. It's not that simple to predict. However, what goes up must flatten out, must fall. What goes down must come back up. Here's what we do know. House prices will always go up, always come down, but always finish higher. So will they go up or down or flatten in 2022? There's going to be a crash. I just don't know when. I don't know when. Anybody who predicts a property crash has got no idea when it's going to be. But here's the thing, there is going to be a property crash. The last time we had a property crash was 2008, right? That's 14 years ago. Here's what happens. The reason it happened in 2008 is because the children of the people who forgot about the previous crash didn't know there was a crash. Then what's happened now is those children, the children of 2008, are investing in property right now and they're creating another boom, and that leads to another crash. We think it'll never happen again, and it happens again. It's gonna happen again. When? I've no idea. I've got no idea. But do you know what? It could be in 2022. It might not be till 2023, 2024 or 2025, but it could happen. It may happen. Here is my thoughts. I don't believe it'll be 2022. I believe it could be very soon, but not 2022. I believe interest rates are going to go up. They're going to go up a bit, but they're going to go up to still what I would consider historic lows. They'll go up to maybe 0.5, 0.75, maybe at a stretch 1%. That is still historically low. We are going to experience phenomenal long-term interest rates. How do I know that? You've got to look at what the banks are doing. You've got to look up the tree to see what's happening. I've just been offered a 5-year fixed rate mortgage for my residence at 1.56%. I could have took a 2-year fix for a 1.24%. 5-year fixed at 1.56%. The banks who have inside knowledge, right, from Bank of England, from the central banks, know that interest rates are going to be low for a number of years. There's no way they'd give a 5-year fixed rate product for 1.56% if they expected 4% interest rates. We're going to see interest rates stay low. They will go up a little, but stay low. Inflation is going to come down a little, but it's going to stay higher than the government target. The government target's 2%. We're going to see inflation probably 3-4%. What does that mean? We're going to see some growth. But will we see growth like we've seen in 2021? I don't think so. It's going to slow down. We're going to see a slowing of the market. Why? Stamp duty holiday has come to an end. There's no more bounce back loan money available. The furlough has come to an end. There's job losses. So there's going to be some slowing in the marketplace. But the fundamentals are still there. People need accommodation. People need homes. So some slowing, but not a crash yet. In 2020 and 2021, estate agents weren't selling as many properties. Why? They were closed for months, so they couldn't sell anything. Then a lot of people still have fear around the pandemic about putting their properties on the market for general public to walk into their houses. So less stock available for sale. As we've moved into 2022, we're seeing it in the industry now. People are getting way more comfortable to meet in public. I mean, they even have BYOBs in their back gardens in number 10s. Bring your own booze. BYOB. Here's what that should be. Be your own bank. If you want to become financially free, if you want to become successful, you've got to take control of your financial future. You've got to take control of the choices that you make, the investments that you make. If you're waiting with your money sitting in a bank account with high inflation and low interest rates, you are not going to get ahead. You're going to fall further behind. Maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, you know what, I just had a pay rise, minimum wage has just gone up, but I feel like I've got less money in my pocket. It's because of inflation. You've got to take control of your own financial future. You've got to become your own bank. What do I mean by that? Swap the bring your own booze parties for the BYOB, be your own bank. Bring finance to you. You have the ability with the right knowledge and the time around property investing to become investable. Other people's money. They bank their money with you, where you invested into properties like this to add value and wealth for you and your joint venture partners. For me, 2022 is the year of BYOB. So should you wait to buy property? Wait for the crash? Absolutely not. I'm doing deals all the time now. We're scaling up right now. Why? The saying, think about it, observe the masses, do the opposite. While many people are sitting back doing absolutely nothing, waiting for the crash to come. What if it doesn't come till 2026? And then one day in 2025, you walk out your front door and you get run over by a bus. You don't let that happen, but imagine, right? You've never tried. You got to get in the game, be in the game. Professional property investors are making money in every single market because this type of property, it doesn't matter if the market crashes. We have built in our growth. We've built in our profit. We've converted it into our profit. We're not buying a property and crossing our fingers. We're adding value to these houses. Doesn't matter if a crash comes or not. Because even if a crash comes, it's only relevant if you're selling. This here, my exit's death. I'm going to be holding these properties, passing them on to my kids for generations to come. But the rental income keeps coming in. Because even if there's a property crash, people need homes to live in. If you're sitting at home and you're wondering, should I get started? Will there be a crash in 2022? Will property prices fall? Here's my answer to you. It's the wrong question. You're asking you the wrong questions. It's not relevant whether house prices will crash or fall. What's relevant is what you are doing to make money now, to future-proof yourself now. What can you do right now that works now? We only have a certain amount of time left. I do a lot of coaching, a lot of property investment trainings, and I was at an event in Peterborough where there was a number of delegates in a room, and one of the delegates put his hand up and said that his friend, who is wealthier than him, said, listen, it's like this. We only have, now they're in their mid-40s, he said, we only have 15 good summers left. Now that's depressing. 15 good summers left. Think about it. How much did you do last summer? You've only got 15 more maybe. Why don't you work out right now at home how many summers you've got left? Why don't you waste 3 or 4 or 5 more of them waiting for a crash that might never happen? and then you get started a week before the actual crash. Why not just be investing in every market? One of the smartest things that I ever listened to and burned into my brain was back in 2013 when I found Progressive Property, and I sat in a room with Mark Homer, the co-founder of Progressive, where he was speaking at an event, and he said to a room full of people, and I felt like it was just to me, don't wait to buy property. Buy property and wait. Over time, it'll make you wealthy. But it only makes you wealthy if you get in the first place. If you want to learn more about property investing and how you can get started right now, there's a free report in the description, so go download that report and keep educating yourself. We're adding videos every single week to the channel to help you on your property journeys. So to make sure you don't miss out on those, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've been Kevin McDonald. You've been amazing. See you next time.